You read the title correctly. I waited 7 hours to get fingered by an Asian lady at the hospital. Well, let me tell you what happened. So basically, I started being on a tuna salad only diet, and what happened was I didn't have any fiber in my body. Now, if you know anything about dieting, if you have no fiber in your body, your shit is gonna be solid. More solid than fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson's fat fucking head. So what happened was I started to feel bloated even though I didn't have any food in the morning. I was like, what the fuck? How am I bloated? My boyfriend even pointed out, shout out to my baby, hi baby. My boyfriend pointed out like, yo, like, how are you bloated? You didn't even have anything for breakfast. I said, yeah, that's a bit weird. So then obviously I randomly started getting stomach pains, and you know, I only had tuna salad. I'm talking strictly tuna and salad. I'm talking no carbs, tuna fucking salad. You understand how painful and miserable that is? Now you may ask me, why you keep having only tuna salad? And the reason is because it's low calories, okay? Low calories, high in protein. It's easy to make as well. It takes me 5 minutes to make a nice tuna salad. Because like I said, I'm on a calorie deficit right now, you know? I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to look sexy. But yeah, looking sexy comes at a cost. You know, my stomach starts to hurt. Can't go to the bathroom. You know, the shit is concrete solid. I genuinely felt like I was giving birth. I generally never talk shit about pregnancies because, oh my god, having to carry a fucking giant piece of shit in your stomach is bad, but apparently having a baby is worse, and I don't even want to experience any of them, okay? They're terrible. So fuck you, please don't get me pregnant. I just don't want to carry a baby nor have shit in my stomach, okay? Fuck that. Shout out to the women, I respect you a lot. But basically, I pushed really hard when I was taking a shit, and it hurt a lot. And I found out later that I actually ripped my arsehole. I'm talking like anal was fully ripped, like blood and shit was coming out. I'm talking the chocolate starfish was not chocolate at all. That shit was red and full of misery. That shit was full of pain. So then, you know, I said, oh, you know, it's nothing, probably not a big deal. And I sat down and my arse was burning. It was hurting. I was like, fuck. I genuinely felt like I got railed by 3 big fucking dudes. Boom, 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 boom. Back shot after back shot. Just fucking no rest, no time to breathe. Just straight. But you know, it was fucking terrible. It hurt a lot. And well, what happened was, you know, I just kept hurting, and the more I kept trying to go bathroom, the more painful it was, and the more blood I kept seeing. I said, I think it's my time. I called the GP, which is basically the hospital. I called them saying, hey, how you doing? Can I please get my asshole checked? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, sure, mate. Come on down to the hospital. We're gonna finger you, and that's it. I said, all right, cool, fair enough. Well, actually, funny enough, I actually didn't know they were gonna finger me. I thought they were just gonna do like a little X-ray scan or some shit, some futuristic shit that avoids getting fingered. But anyways, I actually went to the hospital. Waiting in the British hospital is fucking terrible, I'll tell you that much, bro. You have to wait 8 hours just to get fucking accepted and do a little blood test. Then you have to actually wait more hours until you get the main thing sorted. So I went to the hospital, said my name, this and that, and then after I waited a shitload of time, they then took me in, put me to another waiting room, got my blood, then they put me to another room, and then I was falling asleep, right? I was half awake. And listen, I have this thing where anytime I fall asleep, I make noises like a fucking idiot, like like that. So I was falling asleep, and this light-skinned girl was just coming in the room, and as she came in the room, I went and then I just tensed up, and I just looked around me, and everyone just looking at me. I was like, fuck, shit, I'm such a chud. So in my mind, I was thinking, oh shit, how do I avoid the embarrassment? Oh, let me just act nonchalant and pretend that I heard the noise too, even though they all saw me. But just to clarify how long I've been waiting in the hospital, I've arrived at 3 p.m. and they finally checked my asshole at fucking 10. So that's 7 hours I waited. And as I waited, they said, Mr. Lemon Lime, please come in. As soon as I entered the office, this Asian lady looked at me, probably my fucking age. She looked 23, 24. And then she told me, okay, listen, I'm gonna have a third party person looking at you while you get fingered. Because again, listen, when you go to a hospital and you get your anus checked, the hospital tries to avoid any sexual misconduct from happening. So they basically get a third party person, which is another doctor or a staff member, to basically watch over you and make sure nothing bad happens. She then told me to get in a fetus cradle position, and I had no fucking idea what she meant by that. So I just got in the wrong position. It was really awkward. As soon as I went on my side, this woman put Vaseline on my booty cheeks and boom, fucking fingered me there. I was like, ugh! I was like clenching my butt cheeks. I'm surprised how the woman's finger didn't get fucking snapped into, okay? I was clenching that shit hard because I don't like shit being up my ass, let alone I don't like shit being in my mouth. Like I said, I'm more of a guy that gives it, not fucking receives it. So anything that's going up my ass, I don't like that. I just clenched really hard, and she's like, no, don't clench. And then she tapped my fucking butt cheek to unclench. I said, all right, cool, fair enough, yeah. So then right after, I finally got sent back home, walked to the university campus, and I saw 2 of my friends. They had no fucking clue. I just got fingered by an Asian lady, and I told them, yeah, you know what's up? I just came back from the hospital. And they're like, oh, what happened? And then I just looked at them dead in the eyes and said, no, like just no. By the way, the Asian lady was like really nice, trying to make conversation before she fingered me like I was a lamb to the slaughterhouse. I was basically slowly being talked into getting fingered, which is kind of nice, I guess. I don't fucking know. But she's like, oh, like, what do you do as a job? First thing that came to my mind was, oh, I should say I'm a YouTuber. But then I realized, do I want to give the doctors the honors for fingering the Lemon Lime himself? Absolutely fucking not. So then I just said that I do computer science. nights, and that's it. Couldn't admit that was a YouTuber because that would mean that they fingered a YouTuber, and I'm not trying to have that. It's like, imagine if you're a doctor and then fucking Markiplier comes around and says, hey, can you just finger me? And he's like, okay, cool. And then when you realize that that's Markiplier, you're like, holy shit, I just fingered fucking Markiplier. Probably really bad for his reputation, I don't fucking know. But the Asian lady after told me to put some Vaseline on my booty crack, so I make sure, you know, nothing rips inside. There was actually an anal tear, meaning that my asshole was ripped because of the fat shit I took, and I waited 7 hours to get my asshole fingered by an Asian lady. You're probably watching this before the Lost Deltarian video comes out, and maybe you're watching this after, so hello. Also, if you have any questions or if you want any relationship advice, comment them down below and I'll read them out for the next video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story about how I waited 7 hours to get fingered by an Asian lady. Goodbye.